Unlike most highly publicized cases of police brutality, this one's different in one way. In most other cases, it was white cops killing a black person, but this time around, an ethnic rainbow of officers, one white, one Latino, two blacks contributed to the death of Sean Bell. Police reports said that Officer Mike Oliver, the white cop, fired 31 shots. 31.
One cop had to reload his gun and keep shooting. At what point do you say, anybody's shooting at me, why am I doing this?
Now, how many shots do you have to fire before you realize that nobody's shooting back? Maybe there's something about police work I don't understand.
And they're not even training them. What they do is they send them out, they tell them, they give them a quota or give them a number or an assignment. They say, go out and write summonses. So these guys are not really being trained.
Lieutenant Julian Harper was a New York City police officer for 21 years before he retired last October. According to police, the first shot was fired by a black officer. This is also their argument for why race is not a factor in this case. But you tell me, if Sean Bell was a white kid and the Kahlua strip club was in another part of Queens, would the cops bust off 50 shots? Eric Adams founded 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement Who Cares. He's now the state senator for Brooklyn.
The first thing, we have too much crime in our community. And we have to take a very clear mirror and look at ourselves.
So you feel the cops out here are your friends?
Nope. No. I'm not putting the cops down or nothing, but like, I think they feel that they out here, they gotta get somebody, so they'll just get anybody.
And what is happening in New York now, they're requiring the recruits to go out and generate activity. They want a certain number of summonses, they want a certain number of stop and frisk. And this is a violation of constitutional law and constitutional rights.
Graham Weatherspoon spent over 20 years as a transit division police officer.
Every police commissioner and chief will tell you there are no quotas, but that's an absolute lie. They have quotas, and when the officers don't meet them, they're brought in for a review, they're chastised.
Something tells me that just one or two individuals complaining is not going to fix the problem. As much as we hate to vote, we're going to have to make our representatives accountable.
We can't be upset of the failure of the district attorney's office, but then when you look at the age group of 25 years and younger, you find out they don't even register to vote for the DA.
Codes is a committee that we have that actually determines what the laws are that the law enforcement people are governed by in terms of criminal acts, and we give them their authority or take it away from them.
We gotta all be in this game, or we're gonna remain outside the game, complaining about people running the game. And I'm not trying to do that.
My only concern with that is the matter of trust, man. When all is said and done, whether you're a cop, a prosecutor, a judge, or a politician, your personal beliefs shouldn't supersede the law.
Racism and racial hostility is rampant within the New York City Police Department.
Retired NYPD Sergeant Noel grew up in South Jamaica, the same hood as Sean Bell.
Black and Latino officers suffer some of the same harassment and disrespect and physical assaults, being shot by fellow white officers, everything from being shot to how we're dealt with by our supervisors. They would scratch the N-word on my locker. They would leave threatening notes on my car. A couple of times my car my tires were slashed, and I knew it was coming from my peers, my fellow officers.
So if they treat their fellow cops like that, how do you think they feel about us?
We had a commander back in the 80s who said to a bunch of rookies, if you get hurt on this job here in the South Bronx, it'll either be a black or a Latino that hurts you, so deal with them accordingly. And he went on to say, I shot one of them and killed one, and I sleep well at night.
Now, was that the kind of mindset that Sean Bell was up against that night?
You was the last one to really see Sean.
Yeah.
What was the last words he said to you?